Okay, and off we go.
Oh boy.
So we should have a good race here on our hands tonight. We got a couple people here that are awfully fast. Ard, Ham Newton's gonna be up there as well. Should be an interesting one for sure. We're up, buddy.
Okay.
We are up. And for anybody watching, thank you for joining us on the season opener of BRL, Breakout Racing League. We're going to start our season 3 here off with a bang, I'm sure. Be at Melbourne. As long as the lobby loads up, we'll be good.
Just to fire off, we do have a couple of new drivers this season. Switchback Racer coming in from Split 2, B-Dunk, who I don't think is here, and also Chandler Seda. And we have Rain for the... What do we have going on here?
That's going to shake things up quite a bit. Not sure anybody was expecting that.
Oh boy.
We actually had a conversation yesterday and talked about how rain was a good possibility at Melbourne because it always seems to be in the cards.
Well, you know, they have to be ready for anything.
This is true.
More so curious to see how it's going to turn out in the race, and it'll probably shake up qualifying, to say the least.
Yeah, the grid should be quite mixed up by the end of this session, and I wonder if it's going to rain the whole time. It looks like it's going to be intermediate conditions at the moment. So,
all right, we have
waiting for the first
a
car
Mercedes coming out, and also a Renault so far.
The Mercedes of RBR, and
Renault of Maverick,
possibly. Oh, okay, Maverick getting out ahead of B-Dunk. And now we got a few cars. Everybody coming out now. Must be a rainy session because I'm not sure that anybody would be hurrying on out if it was planning on drying up.
Oh yeah. We've got also a new guy coming in from Split 2. It's Taylor Clan. He is in the blue Toro Rosso. He might be one to watch today, getting his feet wet with the no assists.
Yep, and that is a requirement in the league now for the split one, doing no assists as we should. Okay, Boss Cookie having a little bit of trouble with the car here. Looks to be a bit slippery out there for the boys. I think Sparky was going to be or was it RBR's first one out?
From what I see, it looks like Sparky is going to be the first one across the line.
And he'll be leading the charge here. Let's see how it goes.
If he wants to shift. I think I'm just having a lag here.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Let's see, that was a problem, I think, in the last game, but we'll let that slide for now. Let's hope it's the only glitch we come across tonight.
Let's take a look.
And let's see who we have. Deer Hunter in a little bit of trouble as well. It looks like it's going to be a treacherous condition as it stands, man. People are having some troubles on. We got Sparky coming across the line now, starting his lap as well. Go take a ride on board with him and see what exactly we got as far as conditions for the track, how much power they can put down, and looking like he's being quite tentative, taking his time, getting a banker lap.
Also one to watch who's been having some incredible pace is Boss Cookie, who's coming around now to start the clock on his first time lap. Oh, nope, never mind, excuse me, he went right into the pits.
Okay. We got Maverick on a lap as well as Sparky too. Looks like he's taking it easy. Oh.
We have Revs going very slow, coming up to the S turns. Just staying out of the way of everybody coming through here.
Getting a little squirmy through the turns 11 and 12. High speed chicane there is a very, very scary turn. Okay.
Absolutely, especially in the rough, in the wet. Excuse me. We have a group of cars coming out now with Ham Newton about to take his first timed lap.
We got RBR coming across the line first. Yeah, there was him out first. All right, so 33.8, setting the bar. And if you're just joining us, this is the season opener for BRL. We got 10 viewers. Oh boy, look at us go.
Feeling fancy.
Feeling fancy. Got quite a bit going on in the track right now. It's forgiving.
Oh, and Ard goes to the top of the leaderboards with a 32.940.
A second separates him and the rest of the field. Good job, Ard. Fair play, bud.
Skeppy clocks in at a 153. He must have been taking it slower, had an issue there. Now it's going to be interesting as this season shakes up, especially with this race. You know, a lot of guys are coming in to look and make a statement, and there are a lot of guys here also trying to get their feet wet. And then we also have a few guys that were really doing considerably well in previous seasons in the 2018 game, but some of them have been struggling, to say the least, as far as with the new system. Deer Hunter and
the transition
BRL
has
Skeppy
been a
being
little
two
rough.
of them.
We got Deer Hunter putting in a mediocre time, I'd say, for Deer Hunter. I know he's going to be wanting more than that. Got Ledoux on a lap here. Let's see what he... Oh, no, backed off. Let's see. Trying to find somebody who is in the midst of a hot lap here, but it looks like there's just a lot of traffic, a lot of confusion. As Ed Tirana, that's a new name as well for the BRL.
Oh yeah.
He's just having a rough time himself. Looks very, very sketchy out there for these guys right now.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure how much practice anybody has had really in the rain. I mean, obviously, it's up to you.
It looks like RBR is on a hot lap right now.
All right, we'll take a look with RBR and see how he's doing on his lap. Yep. Keeping it in high ERS mode, which I think is a smart move. You turn it down a little bit.
Big lockup going through.
Oof.
See where he comes out for sector 2 time.
And it does gain you some speed. In the wet, that is. I'm sorry. Yeah, because just getting the track.
Oh, and he loses
a little
it.
Wide.
And he definitely just ripped off that front wing.
That's gonna be the corner tonight. I think it is in the dry as well. So I mean, it's gonna continue to pose a problem for some of these drivers.
Oh boy, and who else did we just lose? I think we just lost the other Mercedes. Yeah, RBR and Switchback got together as RBR was recovering. Looks like Switchback is okay. Oh no, he lost the
he's actually lost
front left
his
of his wing.
Yeah.
It's gonna throw a little hiccup
So
into his qualifying runs.
Got Adam just starting his lap, coming across the line, going to the turn 1. Take a look on board with him. Now, I know he made the recent transition onto a wheel, so you know, fair play to him for putting it all out there right at the beginning of the season, because he's gonna have a lot on his hands dealing with a wheel coming from the controller.
Oh yeah, he's stepping up, man. A lot of props to him, and he's gonna learn a lot today. Even if he doesn't place, you know, he's gonna keep on gathering some info for the next week, and that's all you can ask for.
When you're learning something like that, it's essential. You keep trying, you keep pushing yourself, and in situations like these, gets a little loose there.
Just to round out our top 5 right now, we have Ard with a 32.94, Ham Newton with a 33.4, RBR with a 33.88, Sparky with a 34.0, and Ferrari Nut with a 35.8. Now it seems like these times are pretty stretched out, if you ask me. You're gonna see
Yeah,
if anybody really
quite a bit of
matches up to
time in
Ard.
between. Still, I'm looking for, we still have a couple people who have not set laps, of course, yet, so it's looking like it's getting a little bit drier, to be honest. The rain looks
Little
like
bit.
it might have
Taylor
slowed
Clan
just a
is
bit.
currently about to jump into the third sector on his hot lap, and we'll see where he ends up. He is a rookie in this division, so gonna see how he ends up, see how he stacks up against the big boys.
And if he smacks himself somewhere in the middle, be able to mix it up with the boys and see what he can do for the day. It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of session it is weather-wise, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna throw a monkey wrench into everything here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really looking forward to a rain quality session. That's for sure. Puts a little extra stress on you. Okay, he puts himself up at a P5. Nice job.
Nice lap for the young guy.
For the Toro Rosso.
And honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like he was really, being pretty cautious on that lap. I think he could do a lot better than that.
It did, yeah. It looked like he was kind of taking it easy, looking for that banker. That banker lap is pretty important in situations like this, because as we can see, only about half the field has a lap in as it is. So just completing a lap is half the battle. And looks like Maverick has retired from the session, as well as Ed Torona.
Now we should be seeing another wave of timed laps. The only person so far that's run two different sets of tires is RBR, so we should be getting a little bit more action very shortly.
Yeah, we actually have Revs, who seems to be in the pits at the moment, but he's fitted the mediums, and that could be a sign.
On his hot lap, had to lock up coming out of the S turns. That's going to put a damper on that lap and probably that set of tires for him.
Absolutely, yeah, it's looking like it's drying up, so I think we might have a quick switch here at the end.
Might be able to just weasel one in there.
I think Ledoux's here coming around on the lap here. It looks like he's in high mode on his overtake mode. Oh no, he dives into the pits. Could just be that time where everybody wants to make that switch, realizing that the grip isn't there. Let's see if Skeppy dives in as well. Yep, looking like he's calling it into the pits now.
Now I know everybody wants to get onto these dry tires as soon as possible, but it does seem like the track is a little bit wet, in my opinion. I don't think it's quite there. If you look at Mean Fern, you still have a lot of water shooting off those tires. And I don't know if it's really going to help out in the next minute or two if they shoot right back out.
Looks like actually he's going to stay out, and he's on he's on the intermediates now, so he's going to start a flying lap on the intermediates. So
let's see what we get. Very smooth through 1 and 2 there.
Oh, just loses the back end on the exit and spins it around. Oof. So maybe the intermediate is not the answer.
Now we do have
just
RBR.
Came back out on the intermediates.
RBR is on the timed lap going through the third sector. See if he can come out with something better than his current 33.8.
See, he's on pace, I think, to come at least darn close to that. Let's see, he's coming across the final turn. And he does up it to a 32.9 for pole.
That'll bring him up past R there by 400ths.
Ahead of R, yeah. Very, very competitive lap there, but it's going to be interesting to see how the soft tire ends up working for a few of the guys who are actually waiting in the pits. It looks like to try to maybe time it just right. They can get one more run before the session ends here. We got 4.5 minutes left.
Now that's going to be a big gamble.
Yeah, for sure.
To say the least.
And if those tires do start working, the times are going to be drastically reduced. So I think Art is just kind of sitting in the pits waiting for his time to pounce, as well as Ham Newton here. As Adam dives into the pits now, giving up on those intermediate tires. I mean, the rain has officially stopped, so it's just a matter of this time in between here for the track to actually dry up. Yeah, it looks very slippery.
Also, a darn shame for Switchback. In his first run in Split 1 today, he had to retire. Didn't get to put a time in, so he'll be going for a recovery drive today.
You know what? Sometimes you stay out of the mess in the beginning of the first lap or two, and you find yourself in a decent position before you know it. So we got just about everybody in the pits, except for Ferrari Nut, who just went back out on an outlap on the intermediates, which is interesting to me because I think he's kind of, unless he's heading right back in, he's not going to have a lot of time to get back out on the softs, which seems to be the optimal strategy at this point in time. I mean, everybody's geared up on the softs, except for one or two drivers, and they're sitting in the pits just waiting to go get them.
This is going to be interesting. It's really going to shake it up. If some of these guys maybe miss time
yes,
there.
Chandler, that's exactly what it looks like. It is too dry for inners and too wet for dries. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm very impressed that Adam was able to put in that lap, that 35.3, stepping the game up, getting himself into P6. It was 5, but let's see. So we have everyone in the pits at the moment. So yeah, Ferrari Nut does dive back in.
Out comes Force India.
Oh yep, now they're starting to pour out.
We have Art on softs. Art is our lead car right now.
Okay, let's get on to his perspective
Adam
here.
and Ledoux. As well as, and Rebs, as well as Mean Fern pulled out. And here comes Taylor Clan as well.
Yep, so that's it. It's going to be a fight to the finish on this one. It's going to be good. I'm kind of excited for this because it's more than ever. It's a make or break situation, as if quali wasn't enough. But
this
one
is
shot
basically
on the
it.
dry tires.
Literally one shot qualifying, just like a ranked lobby now. Now the track looks dry, but there's definitely going to be some areas where it's going to be a little bit tricky, especially in some of these high-speed corners.
Absolutely, this whole session has been quite the handful for these drivers, I think. The track is looking
just about
It's
ready.
interesting though. RBR is out on the mediums, as well as Mean Fern and Ledoux, which is kind of a strategic decision, I guess. For it's showing me that the session for the race should be dry, because it seems that I don't think you'd want to put yourself behind that 8 ball, because the tire.
Here comes Art coming out on flyer. Little swirly coming out of the final turn. Down he goes.
Coming across the line to start.
Now, a lot of drivers were talking about trying to push for the one-stop strategy, being the softs directly onto the hard compound. So, as far as our few guys that are running on the mediums, I can't see them going for that one. They're probably going to have to go for a two-stop strategy and go medium, soft, soft, which should be interesting to see the two strategies come together, where they end up.
Yeah, we were running some
also
top
something
secret
to
tests
note.
yesterday.
Sparky and Ferrari
Skeppy retires.
Did not go out for another lap. Neither did. Who else do we have here that did not make it out? Chandler Seda still doesn't put in a time. Neither does B Dunk.
Chandler, I believe, is actually in our chat here. Yes, he is. And he is not in the race.
Oh, he's not. Oh, and Revs
no,
loses it. Coming out of the S's, rips the right front right off. Excuse me, puppy.
It's looking very sketchy for these guys. And Ard coming across the line now. What's he going to do? He's looking on pace to go pole, and he does it. See by how
There
much?
it is.
Okay,
27.5.
27.5. Setting the
The
bar.
time to beat. Here comes RBR.
Look at him. He sets
Adam
the
X
time up.
comes out with a
Ooh, look at that.
28.7.
Attaboy, Adam.
And here
My
we go.
old teammate, we go back. RBR coming
Here comes
across
RBR.
now. What can he do?
Does he take it? Oh, and he stays put in fourth. But he is on that medium tire.
Yes.
Cam Newton comes in with a 27.52. Just
Wow, these
Nick's
times
pass
are
Ard.
extremely close. We're looking at milliseconds here as the session draws to a close with Cam Newton on pole, which, to be honest, we weren't so sure about that. Ard was looking extremely pacey in the drive, but looks like just by
Just nicked him out there.
half a tenth he gets him by.
Cam Newton's been struggling here for the past week or so in practices, so it's nice to see him up there on the pole. Good job.
Absolutely. So we got Ham Newton P1, Ard P2, and Taylor Clan putting himself up in P3. Good showing from Adam as well. Looks like the grid is a little bit mixed up, but not entirely mixed up, shall we say?
And also, you know, from
Ard,
Sparky down, we're not sure what these guys are going to be doing when it comes down to the race pace.
right. This serves to be an interesting one. Yeah, I think I think Ard left a little bit earlier than he should have as well. I think really just if he was the last one on track, he would have had a good chance of going on that pole position, because track evolution is very real, and the track just continues to gain speed throughout the session. So the later you can be out there, the better.
Absolutely.
It's looking like a sunny session as of now, which is a good thing, I think, for the drivers at least. They'll appreciate that after a wet quali.
Well, you know, the rain always throws that monkey wrench in that we were talking about as far as pace goes. You know, it's a totally different ballgame. So it's
Absolutely.
it's nice to see it every now and then, but I'm sure everybody is looking forward to see a dry track when it comes down to race time. Especially in the split one where
they wanna take the gloves off and duke it out. They don't want to be babying the car and worrying about that. They want to be wheel to wheel with each other, duking it out for positions. Which,
well, that's why they're
I'm ready
here.
to watch it. Absolutely.
Now apparently
it's
we
looking
had
like a racy grid.
Absolutely, and apparently we had a pretty big pile up at the last season opener here. So we're gonna see if these guys can keep their wits about them, make sure that the brakes are hot after the formation lap, and see if we can hold it together.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the new game we have here, everybody's not as comfortable as they were for the end of the last season, of course. But I noticed myself just running a few practice races that in the 50% races you have to really warm up those brakes on the formation lap, because they're off on the formation lap. So let's see how everybody's getting it. Okay, we got funky lag from Boss Cookie. We'll let that go. I'm sorry, that was Taylor Klein, not Boss. Let's see what we got.
Now, Boss Cookie should be one to watch because he does have that ridiculous pace here, apparently. But he is going to be starting mid-pack, so he should be one to watch.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. It's P13 right now, and he's going to want to do nothing but go forward, and it's going to be tough. This is a tough track to overtake them without really making some bold moves. Yeah, we were discussing this yesterday. This is definitely a very difficult track to stay close to people, to make good moves, because there's only a couple of corners really that have good overtaking opportunities, and it's a lot of it's going to be the last two turns into the heavy braking zone. That's a good spot there. We're gonna have it's at I believe it's turn. Let me see here. Yes, it is turn 15 and 16. It's a very heavy.
Oh, and Boss
braking
Cookie
left
just
turn.
clipped the wall, almost losing it, trying to heat up his tires there.
Gotta be careful with they're just not ready for the grip yet. Got detail and stops tires. All right, so we do have RBR still on those mediums, and that's gonna be something to watch for, because he's gonna be out there trying to make up the positions and go the alternate strategy, which, like you said, I'm not entirely sure what that alternate strategy is, because it's seeming to be a two-stop. Unless he goes mediums to hards, which I guess you could really, really be hard on those tires.
Yeah, I mean, you could beat on them, but you're still going to be a step down from the guys that started off on the softs. So it's going to be an interesting one. All right, well, we're all lined up here.
We're going to be waiting for the rest of the grid to form up. There's the lights.
Red lights on.
5 on, and let them go.
Off we go. Looks like a pretty clean start from everybody. We're seeing some 3 wide and even 4 wide action coming in here.
Sure, what happened?
Oh, and we've got Sparky in the dirt. Other than that, crew is going together pretty well. A little bit of contact in the
pretty clean getaway here. A small gap already created between RBR and Arg. Not a bad getaway for the whole field, though. Looks like everybody's still staying within a couple of lengths of each other, which is always good to see.
Down around the 10th position, it is still dicey. A couple of guys are still 2 wide as we come down into... Oh, and 3 wide going into the far turn there. And we lost somebody in that. We lost Rebs.
Okay, Rebs going to fall down to 20th position already. Get eaten up by the field quickly there. And Ard still keeping Ham honest with the 0.2 second gap on him. Go back up to see what's going on up there. These guys here still jostling.
Chandler Seda in the gravel, which is a darn shame, because he started way in the back, and he was already up 6 positions by the time that happened. Taylor Clan is falling off. He's down 14 spots.
Let's see who the winners and losers were of the start. We look at the
Trace Me is up to 5th from 9th position at the start.
He had a great start. And he's right on the tail of Adam here, so he's going to try to make him a little nervous and see if he can make his nerves go.
It's going to be a tight one there. We also have Rebs is coming right up to Chandler Seda down there and makes the overtake.
Makes the pass.
Very cleanly.
Let's see what he's looking like here. We got a nice gap in between him and the rest of the field. He's going to have to keep up. He's going to have to make his way back up to Sparky, who is in 15th now. Lost out 8 positions on the start, so rough for Sparky as well on the start.
It's a tough race for some of these guys that were favorites.
Yeah,
Other than that, Art is staying pretty well with Ham.
Still
staying
keeping
within
that
5-6
gap.
tenths.
So he'll be wanting to keep that gap until lap 3 when DRS is back, or when DRS is turned on or okayed by the race stewards, should I say? Let's see what kind of gaps we got here down the field. Boss Cookie looking to make a move maybe on the do. See what we got here. And Trace Me actually about to make a move. Oh, makes the move, dives into turn 1 and touches wheels with Adam, spins it around. He's not going to be happy about that. Not sure. I mean, to be honest, didn't look more like a racing incident than anything. But and now Ledoux and Sparky and Boss Cookie, I'm sorry, Boss Cookie puts it down the inside of Ledoux and shows him the door, passes him. Boss Cookie looking to make up those positions from the, he's up 4 positions from the start. We have Ard who's actually making up a little bit of time here. Yep, still keeping that gap. I think Ham is going to be wanting to get away as soon as possible.
Now Ard's closed in about, oh wow, he's down to the quarter of a second. He's coming.
Okay, I think they both knew their race.
And he tries, and he makes it work on the outside line, takes the lead.
Wow, fair play. Great move from Ard after getting a little bit sketchy. He was just coming with so much speed behind him. I'm not sure he
locks up a little bit going through that final turn there.
We have Deer Hunter who just makes it by Adam here.
It looks like Ham's going to go for a check back on Ard here as we come into the first turn.
They're going to be too wide, and
Ard holds him
off. But now, watch, we have RBR here who's scrapping his way right on up to these two.
Oh, and here he comes.
Whew.
Then completely forgot about him. It's a good safe move by him there to back out there. No reason to mix it up too hard there. Early in the race, plus they're about to go through some of the most challenging parts of this track.
Right.
Spots where you end up in the wall there by RBR. Just a touch, but he keeps on moving.
So we have some gaps down the field, but we have Skeppy who's coming into the back of Adam and Deer Hunter, it looks like. Yep. So that's going to be a one to watch as well. And it looks like Ham is making up that time. I keep wanting to check out the middle of the field, but there's just too much action at the front right now.
Yeah. And Revs just overtook Sparky to take 13th.
We have
set his sights on Beat-Up
here at the last couple of corners. Let's see what Ham can do. He's going to have DRS.
Oh, they make contact.
He knows that. That leaves room for RBR to sneak past. Now they're both going to have DRS here. Let's see what happens. Gonna go on board with Ham here, and Ham's just going to calm down, wait for that DRS straight, which is coming up now. See if he can get together with these guys again. RBR making a nice move, just kind of sticking himself in between the two, and he sees him scrapping. Fair play to him. Good job there.
Now, Ham's definitely gearing up for a big push when they come back around on the front stretch. As you can see, his ERS is still down at 1. All he's really got to do right now is to keep himself within a second.
For sure.
If you're within the DRS, you're still there with him.
Now we have Skeppy here right on the back of Adam.
Coming out.
Like
and we have BRL Alfred coming up to Ham Newton now. Looks like Ham might have been running a little bit too conservatively. Here he goes on the outside.
Dives down the inside and gets Adam, moves up, place in 7th position. And we have a scrap now with Ham and Aldifer. So this is insane here up in the front. They are having a lot of action here.
You know, the top 4 just staying in really tight with one another. It's going to be a great race.
Absolutely.
And we've got a VRC in effect here.
Okay, now
Adam dives into the pits to make his stop.
Yeah, no,
it looks like we lost Maverick.
We're going to go in now. Yeah,
not sure
what happened there.
Unfortunately, we missed the incident.
Yeah, I mean, the splits in between this top 4 or 5 guys even is so small at the moment. It's hard to take our eyes off of it.
Boss Cookie coming out of the pits now.
And Boss Cookie still.
And he's on another set of softs. Rebs comes out on the mediums, and Ed Torona comes out on the mediums as well.
And giving a little look on the inside, just letting Ferrari not know he's there.
Now, I'm not sure if Ham is losing pace or if he's trying to play this as conservatively as possible to try and run that one stop. Trying to make these softs last.
If you run the one stop, you're gonna have to really kind of back off your fighting too much because you don't want to burn out these tires too early. About a second gap down through from him to Ferrari Nut. So he may just be kind of charging up his battery. Yeah, Deer Hunter comes and joins the party, and now it looks like there's 6 deep at the front here. It's just gonna be an interesting one. That's for darn sure. It might be one in the pits for all we know at this point. Because I think they're all gonna have some decent. Deer Hunter, I believe started on the mediums, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he's gonna stay out there. It's gonna be him, Aldifer, and RBR that are gonna be out there for the longer stints for the first stint. The pit window is about lap 8 for the one stop if you want to go softs to hards. So we're going to be looking for people to start dipping into the pits about either this lap even or next lap. So decent splits throughout the field now. Looks like Ferrari Nut is getting closer here to Aldifer. It's making up a little bit of time.
And that dirty air going through this nasty part of the circuit just throws a whole nother monkey wrench into everything.
Very,
to really make sure they stay on.
Very, very high speed, full commitment, crazy part of the track where you gotta just go for it. And if somebody's right in front of you, it's tough to do that. Let's see, we got a Deer Hunter running up to the back of Ham Newton as Ham dips into the pits now. So Ham's going to go in for the early pit stop, maybe try to go for the undercut here. Which, in his position at this point, that's actually the best move I think he could have made. He lost a couple of positions, was probably overheating the tires in the process. So I think he's going to make a smart move.
So it looks like he's going to be going for a 2-stop strategy here.
Let me see.
Mean Fern comes in.
Now Ham is out on it shows
excuse me, yes,
he's on the car, but it is hards. Yeah, I was kind of curious on that. But yeah, he did go onto the hards there. Let's see, and RBR is pressuring the heck out of Ard now. So I think Ard's gonna have to dip off into the pits this lap because if he doesn't, he's gonna be losing too much. If it they are very close through this section here. And RBR with the DRS is going to make the outside move. See if he can make it stick. It's going to be tough. Very close, wheel to wheel. And Ard goes off into the pits as the strategy showed us earlier. Now let's see. We got Skeppy who was mixing it up just a little bit with Ledoux and Adam.
And Ledoux is diving into the pits for his change.
This is going to be the mix-up here. We got Ferrari Nut right on the back. I can't believe Ferrari Nut is still out there.
Right? He's been driving that car really hard, but he does have those mediums. So, excuse me, no, he is on the softs. So he's going to start falling off pretty soon. I did not expect him to have the pace to run up with these top guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's quick, but at this point, those soft tires are going to be begging for mercy. Adam right on the back of Ham now. So take a look on board with Adam. Ham's just going to be waiting for the couple of front runners that are still out to get in the pits to get back into his, probably, I think it was net 5th position. And Mean Fern dives into the pits now. Going to go on to the mediums. Looks like he's going to go for a 2-stop.
Surprised Adam isn't running as hard as he could be with those softer tires with Ham on the... Oh, and Adam almost loses.
He's a little out of shape there. Picks up a 3-second time penalty in the process, so he's not going to be happy about that. His Ferrari nut dives into the pits, and that's going to leave Skeppy some open road to try to stretch out his tires even longer. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's been on those for 9 laps now, so he's really stretching those out, Skeppy. But if he thinks he can get them around one more time,
No, Art gets
for
past
it,
Ferrari
because
nut
it's
as
just
he
gonna.
comes out of the pits.
Ferrari nut about 2 seconds down the road behind him. And we have Aldifer, who's right on the back of RBR, not letting him breathe. They're going to be duking it out for the next couple of laps until they got to dive in. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what lap their strategy is for the mediums, but I guess it really all depends on what the ultimate
Boss
strategy
Cookie
is.
is finding him in the middle between Ledoux and Sparky, and now, ooh, they made contact with Sparky there.
A little bit here. It's going to get past him.
I was expecting a bit more from him today, but we're only on lap 10. And here comes Switchback up on the back of Boss Cookie.
Switchback on the softer compound here, although he's 8 laps deep on the mediums. He's still probably going to have a good amount of pace in those tires.
And here comes Skeppy into the pits.
Ferrari nut, I believe, is coming up close to the back of R, giving him about half a second behind him. Going to get DRS. So they're both on the same strategy, so they're in their positions. So let's see what he has for him on the next DRS. He'll be getting DRS in the next one. There it is. Essentially, I believe these guys, yeah, it stays this way. These guys are net P1 and 2.
Now there is that
skirts up onto the back of them.
Oh yeah. Now don't forget that there is that 19-second split, and I'm not too sure how many seconds you're gonna lose going through the pits. So it's gonna be pretty tight when they come out. And we lose Chandler Stata, who's retired the car.
Ledoux here coming up on the back of Boss Cookie. Again, he's on the softer compound, so he should be giving him a run for his money.
And Ferrari Nut is right on the back of Hard for the battle for 4th. As they go through the 3rd sector. A little bit squirrely there. Keeps it together. And here we go, coming over to the DRS zone. See if he gets a good run off.
Looks like he got a pretty good exit there, but Ard seems to be turning up all his engine modes to keep that gap.
Just to hold him during the DRS, and then he knocks it right back down to 0.
Yeah, he'll want to be saving his ERS in every slower corner just so that he can get those good runs on him whenever someone has DRS on the back of him. Yeah. Taylor Clan making up some time on B-Dunk down for 14th position. Let's see what they got going here. Yep, making up a lot of time on him. He's 2/10 behind him. And
he's looking for it. Ooh.
It's a little squirrely going in. Thinks better of it.
When he gets a good run, has to snap the steering wheel
right on the back of him now. I don't know what just happened there. But
I think we had a little bit of a lag session there. And Taylor Clan goes past. Let's see now.
Regardless of that,
RBR dives into the pits.
Okay, so now, so he is going to go from the mediums to the hards. I'm not sure how much that's going to benefit them, to be quite honest. But what do I know? That's why we're here in the booth, and they're down on the track.
That is fair.
Let's see. Got decent
Switchback
in the
pulls
field
into
now.
the
Everybody kind of
pits.
settling in. Switchback going in for the hard tires as well. It's like, yeah, Deer Hunter and Aldifer still out 12 laps on the mediums. So they're going to be wanting to stretch those out. I heard some talks of the medium to softs, which I don't think is possible, but if it is, they're going to have to stay out there for quite a while on those mediums.
That's going to be a very, very tough setup to run, or at least strategy. I don't see it feasible personally, but you know these guys are supposed to
I
be the
know I
best.
couldn't do
So
it.
if they can stretch that out, more power to them. I got all the respect for them.
Exactly. Not a whole lot of scraps going on, just everybody kind of wanting to get settled in, just make sure they're comfortable and finish this race, because at the end of the day, that's what you need to do to get yourself some points, is to cross that finish line. Yeah, closest scrap we have right now is Ferrari not just hanging out behind Art here with the 6/10 behind him.
I wouldn't be pushing too hard if I was Art. You know, we still have Alfred who hasn't pitted, as well as Deer Hunter. I mean, they keep on ticking stuff off. Oh, Deer Hunter is going
safety
slow.
car.
Oh,
VSC
and
out.
we've lost Ed Taronia, if I'm pronouncing that properly.
I believe you are, and I believe you are correct. He is out of the race after 14 laps of racing here at Melbourne. We got Ledoux taking the opportunity to go on to the mediums now. Going to try to stretch those out to the end.
Looks like we also have Sparky in the pits.
Alright, so seizing the opportunity with the virtual safety car, seeing what they can do, try to get some more pace out of the softer tires.
And we're back to green here. Alfredo comes around for another lap on the mediums.
Yeah, realistically speaking, you're going to have to run those mediums, I'd say, I guess, until lap maybe, we got 29 laps. Yeah, so figure lap 20. They're going to they need to stay out till about lap 19 or 20 if they want to hop onto those soft tires, because they're not going to last a whole lot longer than that. Ham Newton coming up to the back of Ferrari not here. He's 2/10 and DRS now. Going to make the move down the inside. And pretty much passes him before they even get to the corner. So he makes a clean move and makes it stick on Ferrari. Now it takes P4.
And Ham's got his sights set now on Art.
He's got a 1.1
Which
second
should be
gap there. We'll keep an eye on that.
That should be a pretty good fight coming up pretty soon, considering Ham is on the medium tread and Art is on the hard.
Here.
Looking deeper into the field, Trace Me is coming up on B-Dunk. He's about 8/10 behind him with DRS.
Making up some time. See if he, and Trace is, they're both on the hards, but Trace has been on those hards for 11 laps now, so he made an early stop. He's gonna have to make up a couple of positions and then probably go back into the pits, maybe onto the soft compound, and try to continue to fight, because I'm not sure those are going to last.
Now we do have a pretty good fight for fourth. Three-way battle here.
Absolutely.
Between RBR, Ferrari, and Ham. This will be interesting as we come across the front stretch.
For the rest of the night, I believe these guys are all pretty quick with pace. So we got RBR coming up, and now he's got DRS.
RBR jacks up the ERS to try to get an edge on Ferrari now. But oh, is he gonna?
And backs out.
Pulls it out.
Leaves it to space. Backs out, and still makes it stick.
It's like Ferrari not hit the grass there. Just about had to save it.
Yeah, he was more focused on getting the car pointed in the right direction than anything like. You know, overall I am very, very, very happy to see Adam Max here in it's just hanging out in P7, kind of a lonely race, but at the same time it's a small victory for him, because I know he's making that transition out of the wheel, and that's tough.
He's not mixing it up too hard. He's just keeping it together, making sure that he finishes the race.
He traced me now with a 6/10 gap on B-Dunk, so he's making up a little bit here and there. Maybe setting up. He's got about 62% ERS, so he could be gearing up for a pass pretty soon.
It's a really good run coming out of there.
As Boss Cookie makes it around Skeppy here, and makes the move pretty cleanly around the outside here.
And Trace brings it down to just 3/10 behind B-Dunk. It looks like he's going to be shooting for something maybe in this next DRS zone here. Oh, and they make contact going through the S. And the S is back.
Yes, he has backed off a little bit.
I think Trace's DRS might be broken. It wasn't engaged.
I was just thinking that myself.
And Switchback also gets past him.
Takes past, seizes the opportunity.
Let's see on this front stretch run. Oh, and he dives into the pits.
Possible he has damage of some sort, or he could just be wanting to get onto some tires that'll take him to the end at this point. But
Switchback is all over the back end of B-Dunk. He jacks the ERS up to 5. B-Dunk's making that car almost as wide as the track can go. Switchback makes the pass on the outside. Almost loses it, keeps it together. And we've got a big battle now for 4th with Ham and
alright, so
RBR.
Aldifer into the pits up top.
See if he jacks up the ERS here.
And he goes onto the soft tires, Aldifer.
No kidding.
Thinks better of it, backs out. Got the ERS on him again.
Looks like he's going to be saving up as well for a pretty big push. Hammond is pretty low on ERS here, but running it in 0 through Sector 2 where you can't really pass isn't going to really be too big of a setback for him.
Got another scrap back here with Adam and Revs, as well as Boss Cookie coming up on the back of both of them. They go too wide.
Oh, and this is through a very hairy part, guys. This is not the time to be going too wide.
Keeping it clean.
RBR is back up onto the rear end of Ham. See if he jacks up that ERS, Willie. Looks like he's going to have enough to possibly send it down. Ham tries to cover it off, but he gets through.
Good move again. This is going to be, I think this is what we're going to be looking at for the rest of this race. It's just switching back and forth DRS sections, all kinds of argy-bargy. These guys are so close up front here.
Quite the season opener. And Boss Cookie is coming up onto Revs for the battle for 7th, with Adam X trailing closely behind.
Yeah, I think Adam's just kind of surrendered the position, just said, hey, you know what, you guys do that. I'll hang back here and figure out the rest of my race.
Overshot the corner there.
Looks like Boss Cookie's going to go for a move here. He's got enough speed and the DRS to make the pass before they even hit the corner. Nicely done by Boss Cookie. Okay, gets a little loose. And Revs gets back to position just like that.
Offroader and RBR going too wide. Quite the battle as they come up to the S's. Neither one of them give it an inch, but it looks like RBR is going to settle in behind them.
Yeah, Aldifer is going to be very racy because he's switched onto those soft compound tires. It's just going to be a matter of making them last for the rest of the race. Boss Cookie comes up to the back of Revs and tries to go around the outside and makes it work. And we're still going to be neck and neck here. And Revs backs out of it. Notice there's only one line through this corner, which he is absolutely correct on. And we got RBR and Aldifer still mixing it up. well as Ham Newton. So they're all kind of just mixing things up as Deer Hunter finally goes into the pits after almost, what was that, 20 laps? Yeah, 19, 20 laps on the medium tires, which he's going for the strategy we said wouldn't work. I mean, it's definitely possible at this point. He got those tires long enough. He got those mediums long enough where it's definitely possible for him to make it to the end now. So now it's up to the two guys who are running on these soft tires to start making their moves, as Aldifer already did. He's doing one heck of a job making his way up to second place already. With right on the, only 3/10 behind Ard, which is going to be pressuring him very hard right now with the soft compound coming right up to the back of him.
One to watch is going to be Deer Hunter in P6. He just swapped onto the soft tires. He's going to be making a run for it in the last 9 laps of this.
Aldifer going for the pass for the lead. Passes him way before they hit the corner in turn 1 here. It makes the move easy on him. Like I said, I think it's just going to be a matter of making those tires last, not wearing them out too much now. He's already gone for 3 laps on those tires and still got 8 to go. So. Down to Clark corner of turn 10. And the fast 11 and 12 ahead now. RBR still right on the back of Ard as well. Ard's got to do what he can to keep him in DRS, which he's doing. So he's got to keep that gap small so he can make sure he keeps the pressure on Aldifer here to make sure he runs out with tires right at the right time. Overall, we have how many position changes? Who's the big winner today? Right now, Aldifer is up 7 positions in P1.
He's running great. So is Rebs, sitting in P8 right now. He's up 7. Boss Cookie is up 6.
And so is Switchback as well, making good moves from the back of the grid. Getting himself nicely into P13, just trying to make up some time now.
You know, the rookies are having a pretty good showing. Fortunately for Sparky, he had to retire, as well as Seda. But, you know, these guys are holding their own.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see that, because, you know, this just being that it's no assist, they're having to put on their big boy pants and get out here and race with these guys.
RBR is coming up to Ard now.
Yeah, Ard has also lost a little bit of time. He's out of the DRS zone as Aldifer. So he's 1.3 behind him at the moment. And keeping an eye on this gap here with Deer Hunter, he's making up a heck of a lot of time, about half a second per lap. So on Ferrari now, on the softer Deer Hunter being on the softer tires.
And I have a feeling RBR is going to try to make a push here. We come over the front stretch. DRS open, ERS goes up. Ard jacks it up to defend. But the DRS
and
might just be enough to hold them all.
Line to hold the position.
Ard
getting a little squirrely.
Now, they might have made a little bit of contact, but that wasn't until Ard lost it on his own. And I think RBR just didn't have anywhere to go.
Right.
Might have a little bit of front wing damage from that.
Deer Hunter makes a dive onto Ferrari Nut and cuts the nose off Ferrari Nut. Oh, he's going to have some damage after that. As he re-enters the track, tries not to get in the way of anybody. And Adam passing Revs in the pits here. So Revs back into the pits and going for the late stop. Gonna try to make up a few positions here at the end.
Let's see if Ard can bounce back from that. But now he's got Ham Newton coming in there just a second behind him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Very possible he'll
Ham's
get
happy
DRS
to see him
here.
at this point.
Oh, and he doesn't.
Yeah, I think he was just out of the 1 second gap required at the activation zone there. 'Cause he has it now, but he's gonna have to stay there.
He's not going to be able to go very far up on him with such low amounts of ERS.
Yeah, he's been struggling, it seems like, to kind of get that ERS back. He's been on the back foot for this whole race, trying to make sure he keeps it above that 10%. The 10% is where they start losing that extra power they get from the ERS. It becomes much less efficient at that point. So he's gonna open up DRS and try to hang
Looks
around
outside, but no cigar.
Hard covers him off. I'll tell you what, Aldifer's doing all right here, but I have to assume that his tires are going to be wanting to give up pretty soon. He's got in lap 6 on those soft tires, and once you get to 7 or 8, it's going to start getting a little dicey for him. And Ham is still right on the back of Ard, not letting him breathe for a second. And Ham actually was able to gain some
Here comes
DRS
Deer
back
Hunter
by
coming up to
saving.
Ard and Ham Newton here. See if he can
Looking
join
to
the
make it a
fighting
party of
battle for
3 here.
third. Now he's got
There's
those soft
Ham
tires and
sticking
they're
up the
relatively
inside.
fresh.
And Ham is on the inside of Ard, making it stick. They touched wheels, but all clean racing. And he makes the pass stick. Now
Deer Hunter
that
looking to
leaves
see if he
Ard
can get a little
vulnerable for
extra
Deer
too.
Hunter. Deer Hunter says, hey, I want in. Let me get some of that.
No, I don't know if Ard's going to be able to hold him here. It's going to be close. He backs out.
It's gonna be very close at this corner. I think he's gonna try to hold the inside as he does. It holds the inside, kind of pushes him out wide. Fair play, way to hold the inside there. Deer Hunter looking very racy behind Ard here. I knew this was going to be a factor for sure, because Deer Hunter held out those medium tires longer actually than Aldifer by 2 laps. So he's only got 5 lap old tires here, and he's looking very racy on the back of Ard. As they go through turns 11 and 12 here.
Gets a great run. He's going to have to shoot to the outside.
Ard covering that inside line. Make a little bit of contact, but they're still in there. And Ard's got to back out. And Deer Hunter makes the pass on him. That's going to give Ham a little bit of time to get away though, stay scrapped for a little bit. So he's got a bit of a gap on Deer Hunter now, about 1.5 seconds. Ham's going to be looking to push right now so that he can get away from those two.
Now, it looks like Ard really lost his luster in this
You're not kidding,
latter
man.
piece of the race. He's already second back on Deer.
Yeah,
I don't think
what?
Ferrari has the pace to get up there, but
I think
looks like
Ard's
Ard's
looking to
gonna
get
come away
across
with the
that
top
line,
5.
bring the car home. Because at this point, he's looking for damage control. At this point, he's looking to just
and
take what he
RBR is
has.
up onto Alfredo here in the battle for the lead. He's got a full dose
They're
of
getting very
ERS
close.
there. See if he jacks
gonna
it
get a
up. He
run
does.
Alfred
Alfredo's going to hold on to the inside. Oh, they make
A
contact.
little contact.
And
Alfred
Alfredo's
gets spun.
done.
Oh man.
New leader is
He was
RBR
looking
with 3 to
good
go.
on that. That was very close, man. I tell you what, the contact did not look that severe, and it just looked like he got a little bit loose after that. Deer Hunter making up time on Ham. He's got less than half a second in between them right now. He's gonna get DRS now for the straight here, and see if he not too far to give it a shot now, but he's gonna come to another DRS zone right up in after turn 2. Gonna open it back up and see if he can come and make a move on ERS Ham Newton, who I know is very. This is probably not in his book of favorites for tracks, I can tell you that. Ham Newton is not a big fan of this one. He's showing decent pace today, but you can see they're all struggling a little bit. Ard's falling back about 4 seconds behind Deer Hunter at the moment. Deer Hunter's looking very, very racy, coming up close to the back of Ham now. 4/10 just separate him now.
Yeah, I know we've only
got into the pits.
We've still got 2 laps to go here, but do you have any thoughts for your driver of the day? Because I'm honestly kind of lost.
At this point, I mean, my pick was going to be Oliver, and I think that it might stick just because of the bold strategy, Cotton. It was, to go from those mediums to softs is a very, very difficult strategy, and 2 of these guys are making it work pretty well. And it's kind of shocking to me. I was thinking it was a no-brainer, one stop, softs to hards, but they're changing my mind on those things. Deer Hunter's 8 laps deep. He's got 1 more to go, or 2 more to go on these softs, which I think is going to be very doable for him. And Ard's still staying about 5 seconds behind these guys here in 4th, or in 5th place. Deer Hunter's going to be looking for the next place to pass on Ham again. Ham's going to have to do some heavy defending for these last 2 laps. But as far as driver of the day goes, I believe that's what we started this conversation with, is, you know what? I think I'm still gonna be on board with Alderfer because of his strategy, and he's up 6 positions as well. So not only did he make the strategy work, but he made it work extremely well by making up a lot of positions.
Well, and I can counter you though. Deer Hunter ran the same exact strategy, and he just got past Ham. Oh, but Ham is spun.
And Ham is spun. Oh no, Ham is spun around now. He's gonna drop a position to Ard, and he's still gonna have a decent gap between him and Ferrari now, but he's gonna want to get back on track as quick as possible, which seems to be doing all right. Goes around the lap traffic of switchback.
Now Ham might have to start watching his back, because Ferrari nut's starting to close, and he's closed at about 2/10 in just this sector.
Very close. Yeah, I think that was getting those tires all back to the correct temperature to be running in. He was probably overheating them there and got dirt on them as well. So we have a couple of people. Yeah, Ham Newton's on lap 21 with those tires. So he took the early pit, and seems that they might just be crumbling. And RBR gets a 3-second time penalty, so now it's going to be up to Alderfer to make sure that he can stay clean and stay within that time bank if possible, which I don't think is going to happen by the end of this lap. And Tracy retires from the session. So RBR will know that he's got to keep that gap, and he's going to keep on pushing here. That's Trace me sideways on the track there.
And here we are, coming to the very end here of the opener race here at Melbourne.
It's looking like RBR is going to take the cake here. Assuming he doesn't have, even if he has 2 penalties, he's still got a 6.5 second gap, so he's going to be our race winner. Going to be RBR.
Oh, Ham and Ferrari are duking it out right now for top 5, coming to the checker.
They'll be going back and forth. And Deer Hunter coming across the line in 2nd. RBR drops to 3rd with time penalty.
Wow. So that's going to give Alderfer the win.
And Alderfer takes the win. The Ferrari nut coming 6th place there behind Ham. Boss Cookie making up a lot of positions, doing well for himself. Good job, Boss Cookie. And Rev's going to be driving home here nice and slow here, finishing it out. All these tires have got to be dead at this point. Got Adam still in the points as well as Ledoux coming across now in 9th and 10th. Good job for them. Now, I know Adam had at least one time penalty. I don't know if he's going to hold that 10th position and get that point. Skeppy crosses the line here in 11th place.
You know, I'm going to have to match up with you there and say Aldifer is going to be our driver of the day. You know, being able to come
really
back
well
from everything and run that strategy.
And wouldn't you know it, the two people that run the alternate, or the more extreme strategy, come in P1 and 2 for the night. Fair play to those guys who are coming up with the, you know, it's a lot sketchier. Be running those softer compound tires for a long time, but they seem to do it very well. Worked out for them.
They took the risk, and it definitely paid off for them. Glad for them.
Absolutely. All in all, good racing. A lot of close racing. And it looks like our final is going to be Aldifer, Deer Hunter, and then RBR. Going to get 3 different teams on the podium.